Welcome to This Is Not Legal Advice. I'm your host, TINLA. I will tell you that as I was preparing for a love reading this evening for one collective, I kept getting stories upon stories of different people, different collectives. And so Spirit said, let's do some stories for different groups. And that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to keep giving stories until I can't give any more. So this is going to be marked like a pick a card without all the formalities. Again, my name is Tinla, and you will see what story is yours. So it's almost like a pick your own adventure. Let's go ahead and get started officially, although Spirit obviously already got started without us. So I'm going to go ahead and tell the story here, and you see what works for you. If you are in this original group, number one, let's see what your story is. Give me just a moment. We got a few cards that came out here. This is, again, with respect to love or romance in your life. So please think about whatever your situation is, what you came here for, and let's talk about that. Okay. All right. So group number one, I am looking at this and I see immediately that you have had your heart broken in the past, and you abandoned, though, you let go of that hurt in the past and you kind of let it go into the universe to do something new, to try something new, to put an end to that cycle, that prior hurt, and you were willing to try again. And so you manifested that, and you found yourself somebody who was not willing to even put in the work. You found yourself somebody who was not willing to put in the work, just like you were. You were ready to do the work and manifest the thing, and this person came in perhaps and was not willing to do that. Although it could have been you. You could have been manifesting, and although you were wishing for it and hoping for it, you yourself were not ready. I'm going to see what that pans out to. But right now we see that there was a temptation here with the devil. Perhaps it was an issue where the person that you were interested in could not decide whether they were interested in romance or monetary gain, or perhaps that was you. Maybe you. Actually, I'm getting a sense it's you, to be honest with you. I'm sorry. Let me go back. I feel like, look, even though you were leaving heartbreak behind and you were saying that you wanted romance, you wanted to do something new, you were out there and willing to put yourself out there, perhaps even on dating apps, and you were willing to manifest this new person in your life, you weren't ready to put in the work. You didn't have the time. It's not a judgment call here. You simply are a very busy individual. Perhaps you're very accomplished and you want love in your life, but maybe you just simply did not have the time truly that is necessary to put into a loving relationship. And so the challenge for you has been, how do I balance? How do I deal with this urge, this passion to bring love into my life while also balancing out my career? Let's find out what happened here. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, we have temperance in reverse, which, you know what? Not even surprising, because this is, I'm seeing you, pile one, person one, as being out of balance, right? You want, on the one hand, love, you want romance, you are lonely, you are wishing for that, but you feel so out of balance right now in terms of maybe having your work life dominate everything you do. Like, you are in a very pivotal moment in your career where it's hard for you to really put in that work and that energy into love, even though you're willing to do it. You want to do it, but the practical reality is, do you have the capacity to do it? Realistically speaking. So let's keep going with the story here. Yeah, I'm seeing 10 of Wands here. You're struggling. You've got a lot on your mind, right? You've got a lot of things going on. You're carrying a lot of burdens. Maybe you're supporting someone in your family, a parent, a sibling. You've just got a lot of burdens. Like, you're maybe studying. You're looking to better your career, your prospects in the future. And there's just a lot of things on your plate. And yet there's this sort of need, this internal desire, like this little flame of a passion to want somebody in your life, this little spark of a need, this very human need to have love in your life. And you've been hurt, but despite that, you're growing, you're changing, you're somebody who's always looking how to better themselves. And then we have here the Knight of Cups. So it's almost like, you're over here burdened and going your own way. And then you're like looking desperately for somebody to just come in like, Prince or Princess Charming and just throw out the love at you. Like you I don't want to say like you're in your passenger princess era, but you could be, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's more of a sense of you're not ready to put in the work, and maybe you're not acknowledging that to yourself or to them, and you're just kind of wishing that love would fall on your doorstep. Okay, let's find out what else is going on. We have King of Pentacles, the Moon, Four of Swords, and Justice. Okay, so not only are you hoping and wishing that this person is going to just swoop in out of nowhere and bring you this passionate cup of love. You're also hoping this person is in King of Pentacles energy, right? They've got their stuff together. Like you're over here, you're still trying to get everything together, but they have got their stuff together, right? Almost like a you complete me kind of energy where you know you can rest and relax and again be in your passenger princess era. But I think you're finding that to be very elusive. And so, you know, you see yourself here there at the bottom. You see that, sorry about the glare. There we go. That black cat that sees itself as like a panther in the pond there. You know, you see yourself in a sense like you are going to become this great powerful predator, this thing, but like right now you're not there. You're getting there and you're on your way there, but you're not quite there yet. And but you like are longing desperately for somebody who is there, who can support you and be by your side and ease some of the burdens in your life. But since that's not happening right now, you're retreating into this Four of Swords energy of rest, recovery. You know, maybe again, here you were like enthusiastic about, oh, I'm going to, you know, put myself out there and get on the dating apps. And over here, I'm seeing like, maybe not. Like you're getting a couple dates perhaps, and let me just put these cards aside. So it's like you're getting a couple of dates and you're having to leave early on the date because the person really sucks, or after a first date, they're ghosting you. Whatever it is, like you over here were optimistic that you could manifest this great person in your life, but then you get on the dating apps or you're out there with whatever efforts you're making to find someone new that you love in your life or could love, and it is just elusive to you and not working. So what I'm seeing is right now, as we speak here today, whenever you're seeing this, you are in a resting period, and you either have returned to this or you are returning to this. So this might have been you in the past, and, you know, with these cobwebs here, you've just decided, you know, in this past energy, like I tried this, I went this way, and I kind of give up with these cobwebs in the background. Like you've been resting and pulling yourself out for a while. Or you are now doing that, you know, but somewhere along the way, whether it was previous to this or currently, you have pulled yourself back off the dating market because you're seeing it seems like just a load of hot garbage out there for you, and the person that you are craving and desiring is not there for you. In fact, you're frustrated here with this justice card, right? That there is not somebody out there that you feel is truly your equal, and can match you in what you bring to the table, in a manner of speaking. Like you have a lot of great things going for you. You've got a bustling and booming career. You've got just a great energy about you, and you're looking for someone that does the same, a match. And I think you're frustrated right now that you're not seeing that. So let's see what else Spirit has to say. We've got, I'm going to go here, Queen of Wands. So it seems to me, whether male, female, gender is not the point, you are coming into like a glorious, very powerful sense of yourself. Perhaps you're discovering things like tarot or other um, intuitive guidance that is leading you to believe and be your best self here, with or without someone else. So you're coming into your own in every possible way, not just career like you were doing here, and not necessarily craving that love, but you still could be craving love. But the point is, it is not everything to you. There's just so much going on that you're confident, you're powerful, you're feeling good. And I think you're still hoping, though, at some level that this King of Cups is going to come along. Someone who is a little bit more mature than this Knight of Cups, you know, not just flailing in off the cuff, but truly like in his or her own element, right? This person who is prepared to really step up and offer you a genuine cup of love. And so what I'm going to ask Spirit is like, What is going to happen here when, if and when, this person offers this genuine, mature, ripe cup of love to the person in this pile? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, we've got a couple things here. Number one, 3 of Cups. And let me go here. Number 2, 6 of Wands. So I think that when you see this person, when you meet this person, right off the bat, whoever this is that's coming in for you, this King of Cups, again, gender is immaterial. This is an energy of just powerful love and maturity. You are going to know. You are going to know that this person is really something worth celebrating, that this is perhaps the person you've been waiting for. You're going to tell your friends, you're going to tell your family, you're going to be taking a victory lap over here with your 6 of Wands. Now, I will tell you just by personal experience and everybody I know, it's like once you tell friends, family, everybody else, like, I met this great person and I'm so excited, it almost like dooms the relationship. And I'm hoping that doesn't happen for you, pile 1. But let's go ahead and take a look. What happens when you meet this King of Cups? You start getting excited. You're feeling victorious. What is next for this person? Without ruining the surprise, Spirit, what is next? Oh my goodness. We've got cards falling on the floor. We have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse and the 3 of Pentacles straight up. Okay. Bottom of the deck, I'm being called to the High Priestess. So it seems to me that, you're excited, you're celebrating, you're telling your friends and family, I've met this great person. But they're maybe not as ready as you are to settle down into that family way, and by family way, I mean, I'm not saying you have kids, it could be dogs or birds or whatever. It could be bringing that person home for a holiday or just generally having something more serious. So this person may be taking it a little bit slow for you. When I see Pentacles, I feel like there's a slowness, there's a deliberate behavior, which is what I'm further seeing in this 3 of Pentacles, excuse me. This person is really mapping things out. Like, okay, I don't want to move too fast. I don't want to, have a flash in the pan sort of romance. I want something more long term. And you, my dear, as the High Priestess, you're here watching tarot, trying to figure out what's going on with this person. And this might be your immediate future. If this person isn't in your life yet, I feel like they're coming around the corner as you step into your power. And even once they come around, though, you're feeling good, you're feeling solid. They might be, not completely clear on what they're ready for at this juncture. And they're scheming, and not in a negative way, but they're a planner, they're a plotter. They're like, okay, what am I going to do? How is this going to go? What are the possible outcomes? And they're actually almost like getting together with their friends, right? Like, okay, let's talk about my past relationships, my current relationship, my potential future. Like, what do I want here? And maybe getting some advice from people in their lives once they meet you. Let's see what else is going on after they get this advice. Ace of Pentacles. I think they're going to get some great advice. I think they're going to make you a solid offer. Again, we have a lot of Pentacles energy here, and that's an energy of stability, an energy of, willing to build upon a solid foundation. So it seems to me that after they take some time to consider it, even though you might be frustrated with the pace of the relationship, they are somebody who is, upon reflection, ready to move forward in a committed way. And then we have the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. So they are going to be learning about you. They're going to be learning about, themselves and how they can bring this Ace of Pentacles into fruition. And then they're going to come in and they're going to finally be upfront with you. They're going to bust in with this truth of, okay, I've been thinking about it. I know maybe it seemed like I was a little wishy-washy, but I've really considered it. I want to make you a solid offer. Let's be exclusive. Let's move forward. Perhaps let's even, not just date, but look toward engagement or marriage. They see the direction. They see where the road is heading, and they're okay with that, and they're prepared to move forward here. So let's get some final words from Spirit on this. What happens after this Knight of Swords is conveyed to my pile 1 watchers? What happens after? Okay, we have the 5 of Pentacles. Let me get some clarity on that. Bear with me. Spirit, what are you talking about with this 5 of Pentacles? Okay, so far it seems like when this person comes in with their truth, it might be that you all have had a sort of a break or a gap in communication, or some situation where you feel like they have not been as communicative with you as you would have liked, or you're feeling a little bit left out in the cold, like you don't really know, do they like me, do they not like me? What happens after, though, after they come in with this communication, um, when you're in this energy, this pile one people? Look at this, the Fool. You are going for it. You are taking the chance. You're doing the thing. And this popped out right on top of it, the Ace of Swords. So you are, look at these. Look how similar these are. You are ready to go. You are here for it. You're seeing the truth. You're seeing the butterflies, or these, actually, those aren't butterflies. Those are some kind of beautiful parrots or birds. And you are just taking the leap, and it's amazing. Bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. You are ready to move forward. You are knowing this is consistent with your intuition, and you know that this is what you want. So even though you started off in this pile one, with this energy of uh, all cares to the wind, and maybe some disappointment along the way. As you go about it, that King of Cups, he is going to come in, or she is going to come in. Whoever this person is going to come in, and it's going to change your perspective. And even though that person may be slow to move, that person is going to move forward in a very deliberate fashion, a considered fashion. And although you may be disappointed at first because they're not moving as quickly as you want them to, they will come around, and they will give you a result that you are excited about, that you are ready to move forward with. And what I'd like to do right now, before we move on to our pile two, this is really a much faster reading than normal. I'm going to get some words about this person that's coming in, that's King of Cups. If they were encouraging you, pile one, right now, if they had something to say to you, pile one, right now, what would they say? Let's get a couple of um, words from Spirit on this. Okay, one or two more times around. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have, I think we should slow down. Very, very consistent with what we were just talking about with that Pentacles energy, and really moving forward in a deliberate way. We have no. So at first, I think you're going to feel like things are not working out for you. And you're going to go back and forth with that. I would do anything for you, but I won't do that. Sorry, Meatloaf. You're still, so even though you're going to want to back off and then kind of waver with, like, I would do anything for you, like I really want love, but like it's not showing up for you, you're still listening to your heart, and you're still maintaining an openness, which I think is beautiful. And you're leaving it up to the other person to battle with their own ego and decide how to proceed. Like, you want the person to decide for themselves. So even though, like, some people, like myself included, like, we want like results now. I want to know clarity. If you want me, you want me now, right? And if you don't, then I assume you don't. So you, though, pile one, you're listening to your heart despite the pain and the suffering you've been through. You're willing to let this person have some time. It is giving you some questions about whether this person is being genuine, being strong, or whether they're in an egoic energy. But you are willing to compromise. And so let's take a look. This person maybe wants to get you drunk. They're wondering if you think about them too. Do you even care? We have a lot of sexual energy, obviously. They meant what they said. Please give me time. I've never felt this way before. And what do you want? So what I'm seeing here is, there's a lot of good times to be had. There's a lot of back and forth here where, they're very attracted to you, pile one. They want to get the truth out of you because they're also not sure what they want. They're trying to grapple with that. As we talked about with that sort of Pentacles energy of like talking to their friends and trying to figure out how things are going. And inside they're wondering, like, okay, they're wondering, do you think about me? You're wondering, do they think about me? Both of you are wondering, do you even care? I think there's a lot of insecurity bubbling under the surface, but there is a lot of passion. And then, that you meant what you said. And, I'll be honest with you, that is kind of a mystery right now. What is it they said? Only you will know when the time comes. They have confessed something to you. Perhaps it is after a sexual encounter. Um, and as either at that time or subsequently to that time, you have wondered to yourself, is what they said, like in the throes of all those chemicals, those vasopressin and whatnot after a sexual encounter, like maybe they were just, post nut clarity, they were saying some things. Did they really mean it, or were they just saying it at the time? And they're telling you, I think they meant what they said, but they do need some time because this is a very important connection to them and they've never felt this way before. And they are wondering, as they sit here, as you sit here trying to find out answers, what do you want? Now, I don't think this is happening right now. I think this is foretelling the immediate future. I do believe this is something coming down the pike for you. I believe you are open to it despite prior efforts at connections with people, despite prior hurt. And I think you are also the beautiful kind of person who can be patient with somebody and give them time and allow them to consider things for themselves without running away. So I think both of you are in a very stable and considerate energy of the other. And I think it bodes very well. So that is your story, pile 1. I'm going to go ahead and go to pile 2. We have another story. I'm going to, again, go as far as spirit lets me on this. So thank you for joining. This is not legal advice. I'm TINLA. Like, subscribe, etc. And let's go on to pile 2. So pile 2, thank you for joining me for this unorthodox version of This Is Not Legal Advice. I'm finding out tonight, what is your story? Again, as I went about preparing for tonight's love reading, Spirit kept giving me multiple different versions of what's going on. And so I was guided to give multiple storylines here. So if this is your story, great. If it's not, check out the other piles. I don't know how many there will be right now because I'm going real time on this and just flowing with the spirit. So let's find out, what is your story, pile 2. Okay, we have 10 of Pentacles in reverse. We have 4 of Wands in reverse. Ace of Pentacles upright. King of Cups upright. And the World upright. Okay, let me take a look at this for just a second. Okay, pile 2, you are definitely somebody who was in a committed relationship in the not too distant past. You may have children with somebody different than who you're thinking about right now. You may have thought about that person that you previously had a relationship with as being that stability, that long-term partner, that we're ride or die together, and that did not pan out. And what I'm seeing here is the person that you're thinking about from this period, the one that you gave your heart to and your commitment to, and that disappointed you, they are offering that love that you wanted to somebody else. They're pouring out that cup of love to somebody else, and they are letting go of you and reaching for something new and different. And I want to know how that is making you feel as you're here today. And I feel like there's a card that is flipped here. There it is. 2 of Cups. You know what, pile 2, I think that even though originally you may have had hopes and dreams and commitment to one person who betrayed you, in a sense, like they're letting it go and moving on and giving somebody else what you thought you wanted. You're letting go of that previous version of yourself, and you're still hopeful for 2 of Cups with somebody else. What I'd like to know is if there is somebody else in pile 2's mind or heart. How does pile 2 know this person, if they know them yet? Let's find out what is going on. Who is this person that you can foresee a happier future with? Assuming you're interested in another romantic connection. And interestingly enough, as I'm looking at this 2 of Cups, both individuals here have those sort of like witches' hats on the back of their chairs. So it's like they're equally yoked. Whereas like in this card with the 4 of Wands, there's very much an energy to me of aloneness, right? With the Ace of Pentacles, you're like this person's alone. This other person you were thinking of, they're alone. They're seeking their own love separately and apart from you. You're also alone, letting things go. They're letting things go. But here, you are equally yoked and are meeting somebody or are with somebody in the very near future, because I'm seeing a sunrise there. I know normally it'd be a sunset because, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? But to me, it seems more like a sunrise, like there's a new dawn coming for you where you are going to be equally with somebody who you consider your equal in every conceivable fashion. So let's talk about that. All right. 3 of Pentacles right here. You could work with this person currently, or you could see it as somebody that you would collaborate with nicely in all areas of life, whether it's business or the homestead or, just generally having a romantic connection or building a financial future. I'm seeing power couple here. I think you're strategizing. You're like putting up that vision board for yourself. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles, right? You are vibing and thriving. You are, again, we have the hat on the chair here that's off to the side. Like, you're settled in, right? You are really taking time to regroup. Like, you want this love. You want this connection. You're strategizing. You're going on Pinterest, right? You are putting up your vision board. But in the meantime, as you do that, you're not neglecting your duties in terms of a job or like a family responsibility. You are there and you are making a plan, right? You're scheming and trying to make a plan. Let's see if I feel like there was something that I saw in reverse, but I'm not sure, or excuse me, flipped over. Okay, I'm not seeing it now, but I feel like there was. Anyway, so what happens, as you sit in your power, as you are planning and I don't want to say planning a negative way, but, setting your intentions for something better than what you had over here, what do your intentions yield? What is it that comes about from these intentions that you're setting? Pile 2, what is it? All right, let's take a look. Look at that, the devil. Look, I'm be honest with you. There are a lot of people who want you. All right, there's a lot of people who are going to tempt you, who might try to cause you to ignore your career, ignore your passion, ignore your other obligations in favor of them. But I don't see that person as being your match, right? Because the person who is actually your match is somebody who, again, sees you for who you are and is celebrating with you and celebrating you as a person and is bringing joy to your heart. So I'm seeing that you are going to try, there's somebody or multiple people who are going to look at you and say, my gosh, look at how glorious this person is, beautiful, handsome, whatever, in their power, stabilized, like they have a lot to offer, so many things on the table to bring to my life. And you look, they're going to be dashing, charming, everything else, very handsome. But they're saying like, I can give you the money, I can give you the tasty treats, I can give you the love, but they're not really your equal. They're just somebody who's, okay, I'm not a psychologist, this is not legal advice, etc., but I'm seeing somebody who's like a narcissist love bomber type, where like they are coming in and they're bringing all the charm, all the love, all the things, but at the end of the day, they are not somebody who is really going to support you as a person. And I feel like you just came out of that, right? Like you had built a life with somebody else and thought this is it. And this person turned their back on you and went to somebody else. And you were able to build your strength, move past that. And now you're looking for something better, something different, somebody that adds to your life and not somebody who detracts from it and pulls from your energy. And I think there's going to be a lot of people that come in because you're in a very glowing energy. You're in a very positive energy where you've got your stuff together. You're building your own empire. Like whether somebody comes along or not, I'm going to be okay. And look, we have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, confirming this person here, these people who are coming into your life to tempt you are not in it for an equal give and take. They're not in it to add to your life the same way they're going to, you're going to add to theirs. They're in it for their own selfish agenda. And let's see, what do you do about that? Let's find out. Look at that, 10 of Wands. You are fleeing. You see it. These people they start to add to you. Like maybe you date them for a bit, but they start to add to your burden. And you're like, nope, I'm dipping out. Good for you, pile 2. Okay. You are seeing it for what it is. You've got a clarity of vision. You know this is not what you want. So what is going to happen once you assert yourself and you hold your ground, stand your ground, um, and you form those boundaries around yourself that you learned by being in this prior relationship? The universe taught you some lessons in the course of time, and you've risen and you've learned from those lessons, and you're not going to do it again. You learned, you're growing. What's going to happen then? What happens in this person's life, pile 2? What is the next step in the story? What's the next chapter? Thank you, Spirit. King of Pentacles. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to put this to the side and put my cards to the side. King of Pentacles, okay? We said that you were in your energy, in your glory, Queen of Pentacles. What I see in the future, after you kind of pass, I hate to say this test, but you go through some nonsense with some people that are not worthy of you, what comes along but your true and equal partner, your King of Pentacles. That's what's coming in for you. So what Spirit to me is saying here, your advice is you have come so far and you are committed to finding the person that is right for you. But you know, you need to show that you've learned this lesson and that you're worth more than you were previously given. You're worth so much more than the experience you had before. And once you have learned that lesson, and you've grown and you've developed that sense of self-worth, the universe will bring in that King of Pentacles, that match for you. Let's get some advice. Spirit, what is your advice for pile 2? Thank you, Spirit. We have 2 of Pentacles. Balance some things out, right? This is very equal compared to some other decks that I have. This is, somebody who is actually in the process and very close to an equilibrium where they are respecting themselves, respecting others. They are respecting career and how that balances with love. They understand that the person that is in a relationship with you also fuels your career, and your career also then enables you to have that love. It's very much an energy of equilibrium and of calm and of peace, and maybe not some of the tumultuous experience that you had over here. Look, we got Justice, 3 of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Wheel of Fortune. And bottom of the deck, we have Ace of Swords. So what I'm seeing here is, as you are working on balancing yourself, the scales of justice are balancing for you universally in your favor. So you're working on yourself, and that is going out into the universe, where the universe is bringing in that equal partner for you. As long as you cannot get trapped and get sucked back into the heartbreak that you've experienced previously and get caught up in reliving some past traumas, the Wheel of Fortune will turn for you and the truth will come in. There will be a bold move. And again, this is Swords energy, Ace of Swords, very fast moving. It's not quite a Knight of Swords, but this is something where once you see that truth, I think it's going to be a beautiful connection between you as the Queen of Wands, and again, not gender specific, and the King of Wands, again, your equal partner, not gender specific, comes in for you. I think there's going to be some great things in your future. I'm called to cut the deck. We have the Magician, and I'm seeing you, pile 2, calling in this energy. What I love about you, pile 2, is you are not getting caught up in this prior heartbreak. You're not here, right? This is like you've left the building here. Like you were here, but you're out. You've processed it. You could have gotten caught up. You didn't. You kept an open heart. You kept a sense of peace about you, a sense of acceptance. You've been through it. But unlike some people, no judgment on anybody, you actually just were able to move on in a way and see things in a perspective of, okay, I still want this love in my life. Despite how things have happened in the past, I still want this love in my life. And right now, I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to build my own empire. And I'm not going to be distracted anymore by people like in the past who took me off course, like somebody who um, distracted me from my career or stopped me from pursuing a degree. I'm not going to let that happen anymore. In fact, I'm manifesting somebody who has everything I'm looking for, all the elements. You're looking for that. And just like that, one day, that truth is going to come in for you. That person is going to come in. That King of Pentacles is going to come in for you, which I just think this is a beautiful energy. And, you know, you are somebody who, pile two, who has an ability to learn from the past and not get stuck in a cycle of self-pity and self-hatred and maybe shutting down as much as some other people might. So I think that's beautiful. What I'd like to do now is, if this person, this King of Pentacles, if they were here right now, pile two, what would they say to you? And I'm going to need a different deck for that. So if they could say to you something right now, let's get some words here. Well, they got a lot to say. This is somebody who is stable in him or herself. They are secure, practically emperor energy, not quite, but close. All right, let's see what they're saying. Words do hurt. Let's see. If I asked you to stay, would you leave? I'm too afraid to talk. Do you think about me too? I'm going to come back and explain some of these. Do you even care? Sex. Sure. I want a fresh start with you. Be more selfish. I can't even look at you right now. I want you to choose. I want you to get you drunk, and you are so very special. Okay, what I'm seeing here is somebody who is unlike you. I don't think this is your King of Pentacles right here. I think this is whoever it is you have moved away from in that beginning part, that reversed 10 of Pentacles. This is somebody who is very self-pitying, um, and they just don't even know who you are. Like, they don't know what they want. They don't know what you want, but they like you. They think you're hot, right? Um, they maybe want to come back. And I think the universe is saying, like, don't forget amongst all this to take care of yourself. And again, this person over here, I feel like they're going to come back and they're going to tempt you. They're going to try to get you when you are in a compromised position, and they're going to try to I don't want to say take advantage, but like encourage you and like butter you up, right? With that yellow color, like butter you up. I'm seeing 15s. Obviously, you're seeing them too. 15 is that devil energy, that temptation, that obsession energy. So this to me represents the person that you are walking away from, or that walked away from you, that is causing you to move forward. But what I'd like to know is, can we get a word or two or three of encouragement, please? What is on the horizon? What can we say to our pile two people to keep them, um, feeling good about what's on the horizon? Let's see. I think, again, looking back at those cards that just came out, Spirit's really encouraging you, like, don't fall back into the old ways, into the old, I don't want to say traps, but like the things that held you back before, because that person is not for you anymore. All right. There may have been an appearance of stability, but they weren't stable. So let's take a look. You are right. You're right to move on. You're right to seek your own happiness. You're right to um, expect somebody to provide for you emotionally and in every other way that you provide for them. Let's take a look. I'm just kind of scanning through because there were some things that flipped over here. All right. So what Spirit is saying, yeah, you're right. This may be somebody you know, because they may be wondering if you care, and not in the same way. This is like a greenish color. So it's not the same way, not the same like aggressive tone that we were getting from the prior cards. This is more of a calming energy. There is some insecurity on this person's part, but I think that they're going to overcome that. And, you know, they are attracted to you. They are going to reach out to you. They are working through their own problems to be at your level. So it could be that right now, as you are working on yourself, building your own sort of kingdom, as it were, this person is seeing you from afar. They know you deserve the best, and they are working on being the best for you. But don't think that, I mean, this 13 is like it's like the death rebirth card, right? This is somebody who's changing. They see you as the glorious creature that you are. And I think they're just a little bit nervous, but they're seeking professional help to come to a place where they can express this passion. And by the way, the one wand fell out on the floor as I was kind of just shuffling mindlessly. And that says to me that they are coming forward with a sense of passion. So this is somebody, even on like as you're working through yourself and your desires and what you deserve, so is this other person. So is this King of Pentacles. You're coming into your Queen of Pentacles. They're coming into their King of Pentacles. And I think it's a beautiful mirroring that's going on here. So pile 2, that is what I have for you. Like, subscribe, etc., etc. Thank you for joining me. Stick around if you want the next story. All right, so this is pile 3. I'm just going straight through as I was preparing for this love reading. Spirit was giving me all kinds of different timelines, different stories. So one or more of these may oh my gosh, may resonate with you. So let's take a look at what your story is, pile 3. Thank you for joining me. Again, this is not legal advice. I am your host, TINLA. And let's see what is your story in the world of love. Let's take a look. All right, so far. The Judgment card. Bear with me. I know a card flipped over right there. Let's see what it is. Okay, the Ten of Wands. Very popular card this evening. All right, we have the Magician. One more, Spirit, so I can get the story. What's going on here with pile 3? What's going on with pile 3? All right, thank you, Spirit. We have the Five of Cups. All right. I see, pile 3, that you were in a relationship that was draining you. That you were in either you are or were recently in a relationship that you felt you had to put in a lot of effort to keep this person interested or involved in the relationship. Like you were giving 99% and they were giving 1%. And that struggle, that pain was real. Like you were carrying that burden. And even though you were trying to manifest something better, you were thinking, well, if I can just give and give and give, and maybe entice this person to give more, they were not doing that. And now you find yourself in a Five of Cups situation, alone, in regret over the time that you, I hate to say wasted because no time is wasted, but the time that you spent with this person, the energy you spent with this person was not reciprocated. Where are you now, pile 3? This is a mess. Maybe you're a mess right now, pile 3. Maybe you're in the midst of dealing with this. Where is my pile 3 right now? We have King of Pentacles and Six of Swords. Okay. It seems to me that this person that you are dealing with was very successful financially, and that might have been part of what kept you around. And they are still looking really good from a financial perspective. In fact, you could be somebody, Spirit is saying, who is getting like divorced right now. And they're trying to say like, well, what did you really do for me in this relationship? And you're looking back and saying like, I gave you everything. And they're like, but look at my kingdom. I built this. I did this. I didn't need you for this. When the reality is they did, because you were in a like a critical force in them building that. And they're trying to sneak off and move forward into the sunset, if you will, into the night with the things that you helped them build. And let me see what's happening from there. We have the Eight of Wands. They're not communicating with you. This person is, you're in like a stagnant state where, again, you could be in the midst of divorce proceedings. I wouldn't be surprised if if we didn't see justice come up, excuse me. I feel like, again, this is a very specific message for pile three, that you are in a breakup or a divorce or some kind of separation where the person that you feel like you gave everything to, is pulling away and is taking the credit for everything. And right now, you're not hearing anything from them. We have Six of Cups in reverse. You were waiting for them to give to you emotionally the same way that you were giving to them, and it wasn't happening. And that's still not going on. Like, you're pouring out your heart, you're maybe talking to your therapist, you're getting help, you're trying to build and move forward, and maybe you're in a lot of pain right now, but all there is radio silence, and you feeling used and heartbroken, and like you just gave up so much of yourself on this table here, like all the things you had to offer, you turned your back on them to pursue this Three of Cups, this love energy, right? You were like, maybe you turned your back on a job, a degree, friends, family, for this person. But the hope that I'm seeing here is this Hierophant energy. It's an energy of you starting to get stable again and come into your own power. And I think it takes a minute, right? I mean, look at this, the Emperor, right? This just popped out. Coming into your own power, regrouping, settling, like taking control of your life again, and coming into your glory with this Queen of Wands. Like, you are okay. Here I'm seeing very, very much sadness and regret, and somebody ignoring you, somebody who doesn't deserve you ignoring you. And once you regroup, recenter, calibrate to the person that you are, that you could have been, that you felt like you gave up here, um, which, I'll be honest, may take some time. You are, you're planning, you're plotting, right? You're I don't want to say scheming, but you're building an empire here as an emperor, male, female, doesn't matter, not the point. It is about the energy, and your energy as you come out of this healing sort of zone is, okay, I'm ready to step back in to be the person I was before. I didn't even realize how much this person was draining from me. And now, not only am I going to take control of all these practical aspects of my life, but spiritually and in my heart, in my soul, I am going to rise again. It's a dragon in the background, but I'm feeling like very phoenixy energy. I'm going to rise again, and I'm going to get everything that I deserve in this life. And I'm going to forgive myself for my past. I'm going to step into my power. I'm going to respect my intuition. And perhaps, like you knew, pile three, when you met this person, or sometime before everything kind of broke down, that this person was not building you up, was not supporting you, was not helping you raise to your highest level of glory, and yet you stuck around because you're committed. You're a committed, dedicated person, right? Let's find out what happens when you step into your power. Knight of Pentacles. You have somebody coming in that sees that and is willing to build with you in a positive way, in a slow, steady, committed way. I think you might be a bit nervous because of the experience you've had before. How is my pile three person, or collective, going to respond when this Knight of Pentacles comes in with an offer of, some stability, something new, something more positive than what they've been through? How is my pile three person gonna deal with that? Thank you, Spirit. We have Four of Swords, Eight of Cups. So to me, this says that you are continuing in your healing journey. I'm seeing this very much like a Sleeping Beauty situation, where this person, you know, if they really are serious and they continue to pursue you in a very substantial way, and they prove to you in a Pentacles like stability fashion that they are somebody who can be depended upon, that you are going to come out of this healing energy and move forward out of this Eight of Cups. This, you know, you're going to step away from this prior love. You're going to basically say like, look, I'm out of here, and you're going to leave all this in the past. And I think you're willing to do that. This person, though, what I'm feeling is this Knight of Pentacles may be a trigger for you to kind of wake up out of your like slumber, your healing pattern into the future. That person may not be ultimately the person for you, but they may trigger you and prompt you to move forward. So let's find out. Spirit, this Knight of Pentacles, after they trigger this healing or coming out of this restful phase and walking away, what purpose do they serve? What other entity? Okay, let's see. Strength. I think you're going to find, and I want to get clarity. I feel like I know what's going to come out. I'm feeling like very Seven of Pentacles. Oh, King of Wands. Bear with me, some things fell to the floor. Three of Wands and the Tower. Okay. So this person is, I don't know if they're meant to be in your life for good. What I'm seeing is this person is this Knight of Pentacles, maybe kind of how Stella got her groove back style, like waking you up and making you feel like strong and beautiful again, like you can withstand the storm. And you can be a person of passion and planning and love. And again, this is on top of the Emperor. So you're not just a cold person anymore. You can balance this desire for a career, the stability, a future with passion, with love, with you know, desire, and you can see a future here for yourself of expansion, of growth, of beauty, and it's going to be a future of stability that is of your own making. You're not going to depend anymore on somebody who is going to promise you stability. It's going to be something that you learn in the process here of this, again, this person that comes in and like kind of reinforces that you are strong enough, you have grown, you have changed, that you can withstand anything, and you are going to take that and you're going to run with it. And you may not know what the future holds, but you know that you are your own stability. You know you're your own like foundation, and that you as a high priestess, again, may not know what the future holds, but you have great faith in yourself that whatever it is that's coming your way, be it love or career stuff or what have you, you can handle it. And so in the course of these proceedings, again, not legal advice. Thank you for joining me. This is Tinla. Like, subscribe, etc. You know, in the course of you going through this separation, this learning experience, you are going to really very much come into your own power. You're going to learn more about yourself. You're going to trust yourself, and you're going to be able to move forward in a positive direction that perhaps you did not see prior to that. All right, one last thing. I'm seeing the Hermit. Right now, as you're listening to me right now at This Is Not Legal Advice, you might be in that Hermit energy. You might be in that sort of transition we were talking about up in here, where you are going within. You don't know. It's unlike it later when you don't know what the future holds, but you're okay with that. Like right now, you're still trying to understand, like, I built this fire, I built this life off of somebody else and this other promise, and that did not come to fruition. And what do I do now? And you're maybe in a period of reflection, that Four of Swords energy, but not quite confident enough to stand completely on your own. I think you're still going through it, and I send you love and light for that. I just want to get a couple of cards. What would the future person, my pile 3, their future self, or their, you know, current higher self, what would they say? All right, we have let me have you, which says to me in this context, like, surrender to yourself, surrender to the things that you desire in your life. Will you choose me? Will you choose yourself? You know, will you stand up for your wants, your desires, your needs, your future? Or will you step back into a pattern of putting everybody else's priorities above your own? Only you can answer that. But anything else, Spirit? This is not really a love reading in the sense like you love yourself, but it's not like a romantic love reading. And look at that. I never imagined so much perfection. And so, and we have, I need more, I need time for me. This is very much across the board, you learning to love yourself and step into your own power and your own energy, and taking that time that you need for yourself, and not depending on somebody else to lay the foundation for the dreams that you have, or, you know, never putting yourself in a position again where you rely so heavily on somebody else that their departure can shake you to your core, and really uproot everything you've worked for in your career. So I believe that is the end of pile 3. Spirit is allowing me to keep going, so let us do that. Stick around for pile 4 or not, up to you. Either way, this is not legal advice, so I'm going to mark it here as pile 4. Pile 4, thank you for joining me. Again, Spirit has given me multiple storylines as I was preparing for this love reading tonight, and I'm going to keep going with those storylines for as long as Spirit deems appropriate. So let us find out. Pile 4, Spirit, what is pile 4's story? Please tell me. What is pile 4's story? What are they dealing with? / what have they dealt with in the recent past? Okay. We have Knight of Wands in reverse. Something just flipped around. 1 second. Where is it? I can feel it. There it is. Queen of Wands. Let me get a couple more so I can get the kind of picture of what's happening here for you. Pile 4. Thank you for joining me. This is not legal advice. I'm your host, TINLA. Please like, subscribe, etc. I would love to know which pile or piles speak to you. All right. 3 of Wands. And one more, please, so I can get a sense, please, Spirit. Thank you. All right. Okay. Okay, pile 4, what I'm seeing is you had somebody in your life that is leaving your life here just as quickly as they came in. And it's because I think this person is scared of or intimidated by your power, your authority, your success, your vision for the future, and your willingness to work toward that vision for the future. These are all 3 of these here are Wands energy. That's fire energy, which is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So you might be one of those signs, maybe not, might be in your chart, might not be. Maybe it means something to you for some reason, but whatever it may be, this person over here, I feel like you don't really care. You're like, boy, bye. Okay, that kind of energy. It could be girl, boy, it doesn't matter. But you're in a very much an energy of like, okay, bye, have a nice life. Because you are here in your glory, and you are really settled in who you are as a person, and you are seeing the future. You're seeing the amazingness that lies ahead for you. You're seeing, with 2 of Swords on the bottom, you're seeing all kinds of options. You've got King of Pentacles here looking fly. Let's see. Is that King of Pentacles though? Is that person, again, non-gender specific, in the terms of love, if you're looking for love, pile 4, is this King of Pentacles, going to be someone who satisfies you? Like, I understand you want someone you view as, like, as successful as you and as hardworking as you, but is this person that's coming in here, is this really what you want? Is this what pile 4 really wants, this King of Pentacles? Okay, we have Knight of Cups. Can I get one more, please? I actually got 2. I got this one that flipped over here. 8 of Swords. Temperance in reverse. Okay, let me just make sure there's nothing. Okay. So what I'm seeing is what you want, pile 4, and I'm not faulting you for this, is somebody who is a lot. They are somebody who is both stable and grounded and sees the future and is willing to work hard for the future and commit to the future, just like you are. You're over here manifesting the future, you're building the future, you're taking action toward your future. And you want somebody that is maybe more settled, like you don't want to build a bear, you're over it. Like you want somebody that is coming in total package, but you also want somebody who's not so serious about their career or their future in that arena. You want somebody who is also a little lighthearted, a little bit whimsical, a little bit like, hey, I'm going to send you flowers and take you on a date to, like, I don't know, go shoot skee ball or something randomly on a Tuesday, right? Like you want that energy too. You want, because I feel like you, with your fire energy, your passion, your action oriented energy, like you want it all, and you want somebody who's not just stagnant and boring. You want somebody who is stable, yes, but also has that little bit of like passion, that love that maybe you feel like you're missing, and you need that in your life. And I feel like you're stuck over here, 8 of Swords, in your head a little bit about, like, look, can I, with this Temperance in reverse, can I have it all? Is it too much to expect to really have somebody that is both a career oriented person, a stable person, but also this lighthearted person? And I think you're really kind of swirling around there. And this 3 of Swords, I feel like you're losing a little bit of hope, to be honest with you. I feel like you want this so badly because you feel like you bring this fun to the table, you bring this passion, this commitment to the table, you bring everything to the table, and you're hoping for a partner who does the same. But I think you're stuck in your head wondering, like, maybe I'm asking for too much. Maybe I'm just going to end up with my heart broken. Again, I'm hearing again. Just like this stupid Knight of Wands did. Like, he came in, he messed around, he wasted my time, and then he dipped out. Or he or she, ignore the genders. But I do think there is some level of optimism. Let me get one more on that to understand this Knight of Pentacles. What's happening with this Knight of Pentacles? Tell me about pile 4 and this Knight of Pentacles, please, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, now I need more. What's going to happen? And I'm going to clarify. I'm going to speak it out to the people. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So I think there is somebody that's going to come in that's going to make a very small offer, a small but stable offer. And I think you're going to be very tentative about it. I think this person is going to see you as a source of warmth. You may appear cold and calculated or intimidating on the outside, right? You're somebody who knows what you want, and so not a lot of people see the warm light glowing within you. But I think this person does, and which is very unusual for you to see that. And I think in this card, like, you're appreciating it, the 6 of Pentacles. Like, you're seeing actually somebody finally who sees you for who you are and isn't put off by you or scared of you or unwilling to match you in all these ways. So what's going to happen here? The Sun. Look at that, the happiest card in the deck. You're going to see this person seeing you, like I see you, see me, see them, whatever. Okay, you're going to see this person seeing you. And Ace of Cups, bottom of the deck, like, pouring out their love to you, and you're going to have this sun happy ending, not in a gross way. Okay. Stop, get your head out of the gutter, or don't, up to you. But I think there's a really beautiful result here. If you can accept, if you can get past this heartbreak that you're anticipating, this lack of the, you know, the sort of perfect partner, if you can get past that and accept this small, steady, consistent offering from somebody who sees you for you, if you can get to that, you're going to find yourself really reveling in and thriving and enjoying the fruits of that, you know. Really just beautiful energy. Spirit, what is the advice? I got a bunch of cards here. Hold on. Advice for pile 4, Page of Cups, Queen of Cups. One more, please. I mean, at minimum, the Queen of Cups is saying don't lay off the carbs, because that looks like a baguette to me, but it could be a shell. I don't know. Carbs are delicious. Carbs are fun. Anyway, one more, please. Advice before I get into this. Or not, Spirit. Okay. Spirit's saying no. Spirit's saying, hey, Tinla, talk about how this Page of Cups goes to Queen of Cups. What I'm seeing here is allow yourself to grow. If you can let down your guard here and if you want to get to this area, you're going to have to grow from this Page of Cups, like only opening yourself a little bit, to truly opening yourself up across the board. And I'm seeing, by the way, bottom of the deck, King of Cups right here. Imagine I'm just going to put it right there. Like, you are progressing from page to queen to king. Like, you are growing. You are allowing that love to expand over time, which I think is beautiful, that you haven't shut your heart down. So advice from Spirit is, look, if you can like take one baby step forward in allowing this person into your heart over here, and it will grow. It will grow over time. And it will be what you want it to be. It will be the equality, the egalitarian relationship that you want so desperately, and lead to happiness. Bear with me here. Jumping cards everywhere else. Spirit, anything else about the outcome for pile 4 before we move on to some channel messages, please? Anything else? What can pile 4 do to expedite this process? Now we got a bunch of cards coming out. All right, we've got 9 of Cups and 2 of Swords. All right, so if you notice, the last question I asked that actually things popped out to was, what can pile 4 do to expedite this process? And we see 9 of Cups here, which is this person sitting on a beach, like actually taking care of herself in this picture, himself, whoever you are. You're taking care of yourself. You're at peace within. You are not necessarily focusing on love, but you're not like destroying it either. You understand love is a fragile thing that can be swept away by the tides, but you're still at peace with that, and you're willing to open your heart to it. So keep an open heart is what I'm hearing. And then we've got 2 of Swords here, which is you have to make the choice to be in this energy of openness when that person comes in. Can we get any indication on like when this person might come in, or what circumstances under which this person might come in? I don't normally ask about timing, but I feel like this is a great energy where, provided you can, keep yourself open, you're in a good place. We have 20, we have Judgment, okay? I think once you are in this energy of making the decision to remain open and to take care of yourself and not turn your back on love, it'll be like a siren song to your person. And they'll feel it. They'll feel it. Now, it being Judgment in particular, it could be, now this is for very specific individuals listening to this, it could be that this person is a person from your past who has changed and grown and is now willing to put in the work. I'm looking at this cat kind of down there, putting in the work to catch the butterfly, and it's falling right on top of this, between this Knight of Wands upside down or reversed and the sun. And it makes me wonder, are you actually interacting with either the same person who's now grown up or somebody else from your past who you're calling in? We have Six of Swords. Says to me, you're moving on. So let me get some clarity on this. I'm sorry. The Moon, Six of Cups, and the Magician, along with Ace of Cups. I'm wondering if you feel like when this person comes in, you're like, I've moved past this, whoever this person is. And this is only for people who I'm speaking to, who this is somebody coming in from your past. You have moved on. You have actually flown past it here. You have grown into the sort of panther that you are behind the scenes. You are ready to grow into your love and manifest and pour out your cup and take a chance, but you're still wary. You're still very wary of this person. So even though you had moved on, I think what you're finding is the manifestation here, ironically, is for you to come back around and prove that, I hate to say that, but like prove that you're ready for a new love by reopening and showing, like, even if it's not romantic love, it could be like, at least I don't hate you over here. This person that started this whole thing, right? I don't hate you. I am free. I'm free of you to accept new and beautiful things in my life. And I wish the best for you too. So if this is not somebody that you want to get back together with, this is then somebody that you at least have come to terms with and can be at peace with that ending and being where you are. So let's get some channeled messages from Spirit about this connection that's coming in. Again, thank you for joining me. This is not legal advice. I'm your host, TINLA. Please like, share, subscribe, etc. I really, really do thank you for being here and leaving your thoughts in the comments. All right. So let's see. Some channeled messages from Spirit. Spirit, for pile 4, what messages do you have to share? Okay, I'm going to go through like one more time. Spirit's chatty sometimes, not so much others. Okay. See if there's one more, two more in there. There we go. All right. Thank you, Spirit. All right. We have, please give me time. I've never felt this way before. I meant what I said. Think before you act. I want you. I need time for me. One wand. And I just want space. Actually, I'm being told like that. Okay. That's better. Okay. Let me see. I'm seeing the back and forth between you, pile 4, and the person at the beginning of all this, where they were maybe freaked out by the connection that you had with them, and you were like, no, calm down, I meant what I said. Like, I am not interested. If you can't give me what I want, I'm going to keep moving forward. And they're like, no, but please, like, don't do that. I really want you. And you're back over here like, I just want some space. I want to have some passion in my life. I want to have some peace in my life. I want to move forwards with action in my life. And I need time for me. So this, to me, speaks to the energy between you, pile 4, and that person at the beginning here. And what I'd like to know is, if the person that pile 4 is going to be with in the near future, if they're not already with them, had to say something, what would they say? I can't even look at you right now. Let's see what's going on here. It's kind of a wild card, huh? I want to start a family with you. Let's get some more on this, please. I dream about you a lot / too much, ... Okay, 1 pentacle. And maybe, and have I lost everything? Now this was kind of over here. So, okay. So what I'm seeing here is with respect to the newer person, assuming it's not the same person coming back around with a different mindset, there is somebody that really like is so passionate about you and so loving toward you and so like in awe of you that they can't even like look at you right now, but they do care about you and they want to start a family with you, whether that's it's not moving, um whether that's a animal family, a pet family, or like with extended family or friends, friendsgiving, that kind of thing. But in truth, like they are really really thinking about you, and they want stability with you, they want to build something with you. They're still a little unsure though with the maybe, or maybe you're thinking maybe, or maybe it's just maybe. And this person over here is thinking, have I lost everything? And I don't know. Only you know. I mean, this again, the answer. Well, okay, so just can't be more selfish. Okay, so worry about yourself, right? I didn't even mean to pull a card there, but just worry about yourself. And look, one of sword one, or one of swords came out. Worry about yourself and your truth and your own life, and let whoever this is, whether it's a new person coming in or somebody who like has that new person scent, but is really the old initial person coming in, let them deal with their own business. But you focus on you, and you keep living your best life, because you've got a great life going on. You've really done some great things for yourself in spite of everything. So pile 4, that's what I have for you. Like, subscribe, share, stick around for pile 5 if you are interested. But I really appreciate you being here. Let's see how long Spirit has me go. Okay, pile 5. Let's go. Pile 5. This is not legal advice. I am here giving you your love reading. I'm going to keep going. Spirit, had me giving a bunch of different stories, getting a bunch of stories for different collectives as I was preparing for tonight's reading. And I was being told essentially to just keep going, and give different collectives readings as they come out. So this is your story, pile 5. Okay, if this resonates with you, thank you for being here, and please do enjoy. If it doesn't resonate, maybe 1 through 4 will do. I don't know how many more I'm going to go for this, but let's see. All right, what is the story for pile 5? We have the Empress in reverse, the Death card, the Devil, and the World. So look at that. We got 4 cards, all major arcana. Okay, so pile 5, whatever you are dealing with in the realm of love right now, which we're going to talk about, very serious business, right? You, bottom of the deck, 3 of Swords, a lot of heartbreak here, a lot of pain. Let me just take a look at this for a second. Bear with me. I'm so sorry. You can speed up on YouTube if you'd like, if I'm taking too long, but I really want to understand the story for you, pile 5. Okay. All right. This might be triggering for some people. So if this triggers you, this might not be your pile, but stick around if you want. Pile 5, I'm seeing you in a relationship where either you or the person that you were with had dreams for a particular future. It could have been having a child together or a family together, but that dream fell away because something bad happened to that. and the other person changed very dramatically. You might view that person's change as being due to a temptation from the outside, like a third party, like this dream that you had of this stable future might have been turned upside down, um, and effectively destroyed. I think you're seeing it because this person cheated on you with someone else. But the reality is, I think that this person, whether they wanted to admit it or not, saw this relationship coming to like the end of its natural term with this world card and just letting it go, which really didn't have anything to do with you. It wasn't a reflection on you. It was more to do with just a natural progression where maybe the two of you should have called things off earlier, but you both might have been too stubborn to do so, and so you stayed together. And I'm seeing almost like a marriage that started too young, where the two of you didn't really know who you were independently, and maybe like either for traditional or religious reasons, or just how you maybe at one point felt about each other, thought that this would go on forever. But at some point along the way, I think Pile 5, you knew this was not going to work out, and yet nobody did anything. And this death card came along, this change, something happened, something shifted, and it's really easy to blame it on a temptation. But the reality is, I think both of you let this connection go a very long time ago. And so Spirit is telling me, like, stop blaming this other person. Don't blame yourself either. Nobody is to blame. Okay, there's not blame that is necessary. It's just sometimes people are like meant to be here for whatever it is, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And maybe you were only meant for that together. And so once this connection is let go, whether you like it or not, whether you're willing to let it go or not, you're going to have to rediscover yourself with this Page of Pentacles. You're going to have to reassess what your goals are and what you really want. Like I said just a few moments ago, you might have gotten into this relationship, this commitment very early in your life, very either chronologically early or like early at a spiritual or emotional or mental level, but you weren't where you are now, suffice to say. And as time progressed, you came into your own, but in a way you're going to have to regress and relearn about who you are and what you really want in this lifetime, in all aspects, love, career, everything. You're going to have to revisit and revamp and regroup, recalibrate even. And this other person that you were with might have to do that too, but I'm here for you, not them. So I'm talking about you. You might be choosing a new path for yourself and feeling like you're starting all over again. But I think that if you can get over the pain of what happened, you will come to a place where you feel powerful in a way that maybe you haven't felt powerful before. This is a new sense. This is something where you're like, when people break up, sometimes like you glow up. And it feels to me like if this is a breakup that you just went through, you're glowing up, right? You're reassessing, you're growing, you're changing, and you are the one glowing up. And Eight of Pentacles, like you're putting in the work. Like work. Like you're doing that. You're putting in the work to be your best self. And as you go about discovering things, like you're not sticking around to just figure out where things are going. Eight of Wands, double eights here. Like a lot of change, a lot of growth, a lot of, approaching some challenging times, yes, but also the completion of a cycle. And you're in the midst of a storm, but you're still moving. You're still doing, no matter how much you're struggling, you're holding it down, is what I'm hearing. Ten of Wands, again, you're going through it. Like, no doubt, pile 5, like, no doubt, you are going through it. You're trying to look good to the outside world, but while you find your new course, but inside, you're working hard and you're going through it. And what I like to know, Spirit, is like, what's coming around the corner? Like, if pile 5 can really work their way through this and be open to love again, what's coming around the corner? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, we have Temperance. Oh, we had one more flip over right there. Hold on, what is that? 3 of Pentacles. One more. Oh, we got 2 more. 8 of Swords and the Hermit. So let me just kind of shift these over so we can take a look. So what this is telling me is Spirit's saying, look, you're going through it. The struggle is real, no doubt, but you are going to regroup here. You're going to come into a level of peace internally and acceptance internally. It may take some time. You're going to have to strategize here, maybe with friends or other people in your life that could give you guidance. Strategize a new path forward. And I think what Spirit is saying is you could very well get caught up in your thoughts and in your own sort of demons that would hold you back. But if you can go within and take a step back and out of that, you can achieve great things. You can build something new. So don't be so caught up in your head when I know, like, listen, I'm not trying to judge you at all, because what you've been through, from what I'm seeing here, is a very, very significant transition in your life. And I can understand why that would be very difficult, especially with the hurt and having given up, I feel like, so much of your life to a commitment that didn't work out. So no judgment. What I feel like Spirit is saying is keep that fire burning inside, really process this grief, but don't give up on the future. And, Page of Wands, what I'm seeing here is like, don't, as much as you want passion and love in your life, don't be misled by someone who talks the talk and is alluring, but can't walk the walk. Because you're a new version. You're somebody new. You're somebody different. Like, that old version of you is gone. And you may be approached by a lot of, let's say, younger individuals who will tempt you. And listen, have your fun, do your thing. But if you are thinking, oh, this is my forever person, don't be distracted by people who aren't very serious, because you've worked too hard to rebuild that tower, to come to a place of stability and equilibrium, to come to a place of happiness. Like, you want that long-term happiness, and you're rebuilding yourself for that. So don't get distracted by short-term temptations. I mean, or do, but like, make sure they go home in the morning. I don't know. You do you. Be safe. Be safe out there. All right. What is the outcome that is most likely given the current state of affairs? Thank you, Spirit. Queen of Pentacles. You're coming out on top. You're coming out golden, right? You know what you want. You can see how you can achieve this future for yourself. And you are coming out at the end of all this like, I know that I am good enough. I deserve good things. I am not going to let anybody take that away from me again. I'm going to have the life I want. I'm going to have the stability I want. I'm going to have the love and the family that I want. And right now, I'm going to stand in that power, or sit, as it may be in this card. And I'm going to just know in my knowing. And at bottom of the deck, by the way, the Hangman, right? So a change in perspective is how I'm seeing that. You're having a change in perspective. Like, before, maybe here in this zone, earlier in your life, you felt like Um, you were just sticking around because maybe like, oh, nobody else will ever love me. I'm not good enough. I don't, whatever. Okay, maybe this person was even feeding it to you. Okay, but before in your life, it was not coming from a place of strength. Your commitment to this other person was coming from a place of fear. And now your perspective has changed. You've grown, you've changed, you've overcome fears, you've overcome nightmares, your own limitations, and you've stepped into your own power, and you are open to whatever is coming your way. And not just because like you're desperate, but because you know yourself now, you know what you want, you know what you deserve. Okay, so let's get some messages from Spirit, some channel messages. And I'm feeling like, what words would you say your future you, pile 5, say to you current about love? Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Take a look. I think something's flipped over. Oh. And let me just keep going because I really feel, oh, there was some more. Oh my goodness. All right. So lots of messages here. So let's sort this out. Okay. So what's coming down the pike for you is a sense of self-love here. Like you are almost grieving to yourself the years that you, or months or whatever, that you feel like have passed where you were in an energy of not love, but like commitment and dedication that is rooted in self loathing almost, or a lack of self-worth. And your spirit is saying to you, like, look, are you thinking about yourself? Are you going to choose yourself this time? And you're like, I need more time, which is reasonable. You need more time before you get into something else. And this gossip only hurts more. It's like you might have friends that are encouraging you before you're ready to get out in the dating pool, to take on something more serious, to try something new. And you're saying, look, I need more balance in my life. I need to know who I am first. And this is bottom of the deck, by the way. And spirit saying, like, I want you to choose. Like, I'm not going to force you to balance. You want to get involved in another toxic relationship, you can if you want, right? You can just go and do all the sex, okay, with that night that we saw. But the reality is, love is the answer, and you can bring your manifestations to life for yourself. And the reality is, when you think about it, once you do this, once you like are manifesting your highest self, you have many, many choices and options. And in fact, you might become at such a like a place of power that this person that is on the horizon for you might be a little intimidated by you. Might be going through their own struggles where they don't know if they deserve you. But they are waiting for you. They see you. They know you're there, and they are jealous of other people who have an opportunity with you. So the question for yourself is, if I asked you to stay, would you leave? Are you going to honor your boundaries and who you are, the things that you've learned in this whole situation? Are you going to stick with that, or are you going to give that up again in favor of what appears to be love or long-term commitment? Somebody may be interested in you, somebody may be jealous of you. You might misinterpret that as the person that you love or deserve to be with. But even, if that person steps out of line, are you going to hold your boundaries? Are you going to honor yourself? Are you going to choose yourself? So pile 5, I'm seeing here that you've been through it, that you have a bright future ahead of you. You can do more than you ever thought you could do. I'm proud of you. You're awesome. I think there are great things coming around the corner for you. But for right now, just know that you will heal. It will get better, and it's going to be a great outcome. So Thank you for joining me at This Is Not Legal Advice. I am TINLA. Please like, share, subscribe, etc., etc. I really, really appreciate you. Stick around for pile 6. Spirit's still letting me go, so I'm going to go. All right, we are at pile 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this extended love reading. As I was preparing for tonight's love reading, Spirit gave me multiple storylines, multiple plots. It's like a Black Mirror episode up in here. And so Spirit's like, just go do the thing, Tinla, get the readings, tell the stories, and let's see who resonates. So we are going to keep going. I am at pile number 6. So Spirit, please tell me, what is pile 6 dealing with in the world of love today? I'm seeing you're on edge because that happened there. All right, let's get some more cards here, and then I'll be able to speak more to your story. Again, this is TINLA at This Is Not Legal Advice. Thank you for joining me, sharing, liking, subscribing, etc., etc. All right, let's get a couple more here and find out what is going on with pile 6. All right. Okay. I'm liking it, pile 6. I'm liking it a lot because what I'm seeing is you are somebody who you went through it. You almost like felt like you lost yourself for a little while, which is a song. Well, name that song in the comments. But you feel like you lost yourself. You aren't like. You ever see those TikToks or whatever of people who are like, look at this, what this relationship did to me. It's like you're coming out of some kind of relationship where you feel like you're not as powerful or beautiful or empowered as you were going into it. And you you just not feeling yourself. You're not feeling yourself anymore. And you've been on this like quest to drop that burden. So something ended relatively recently, and you're like dropping that burden and trying to come more into balance with yourself, trying to regroup, trying to say like, why did I carry this burden? Let me put this down. Let this struggle go. There's no reason for me to have this struggle anymore, but I need to come to a sense of peace with myself and who I truly am inside, and come into balance across all aspects of my life. I'm not going to give up my dreams, my job, all the things I want in this life for love, and vice versa. I'm not going to give up love either. I think you're really coming into like a spiritual sense, where you recognize that you weren't at your best in whatever relationship recently ended. But I think you're at like peace with that. Let me take a look here. Okay, so I'm seeing that someone very passionate is coming in, and it seems to me like you're like that dragon guarding the mountain / volcano, right? Like, what you've been through. You're a little bit, you're like, this is dicey. I don't know. I'm a little guarded about this. Like, I don't want to get involved in another relationship again. And maybe you're like feeling all kinds of ways. Like, you are talking to whoever this person is in the now or in the near future, and you're feeling those butterflies and those like little tingles in your belly, and you're like, I can't do this again. Like, I'm going to be guarded. I'm going to 2 of swords this thing, right? Like, what do I do? Like, it's all painful. Like, if I open up, if I let the tingles and the passion in with this very attractive Knight of Wands person, I'm going to get hurt. But on the other hand, if I don't do that and I don't at least try, I'm going to get hurt. So I'm feeling like you are in an energy of, no matter which way I go, I lose. I'm going to get hurt one way or another, whether it's giving myself up again or it's opening myself, whether it's opening or like losing myself again. Where is the balance? Where is, can I hold on to this balance and this sense of self and be in a relationship? So at some level, I'm wondering if somebody's like coming in or knocking kind of at your door figuratively, and you're shutting it down because you're concerned that you might lose yourself. and you might not be able to hold that balance and that hard-won peace that you got. So let's find out what's going on here. All right. Okay. Okay. One more, please. Thank you. Actually, there we go. All right. So this person approaches initially in a sense of like passion. So maybe you're viewing this person that's coming in and approaching you in the near future as no different from, other people in the past who have hurt you, who have put you in a place where you felt like you needed to diminish yourself to be good enough for them. And you're not having it. But then this person turns around, much to your surprise, and they're like, no, no, like, I really want to build something stable with you. I want to, like, I see you for the stable and high accomplishing or highly accomplished person that you are. And I like that about you. Please take this from me too. I want to offer you sort of like my tribute to your glory. Like, this person is not just all over you like passionately, but they truly like see who you are and think, and they just see how wonderful you are, which is certainly, I think, pile six. Oh my goodness, I think we're on six. It's certainly a change for you, because I think you're used to people diminishing you, because again, they're intimidated by you. But this person is seeing you not just as an attractive individual, but somebody that they respect. And I think that you're viewing this as just some evil temptation, right? Like, this person's coming along to take from me again, to break me down a peg. And I've had enough of that. But I think deep inside there is that Queen of Cups that's like a softer aspect of you that wants to offer your love to this person almost more than you want to admit. Like, I think there's something in you that's like screaming that you just really, really want this affection, this love. And these cards just could not stop popping out, so bear with me. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing this judgment in reverse. Like, you don't want to go back. You don't want to go back and relive the things that you've worked so hard to get past, So I think you're going to take baby steps, right? You're going to Page of Cups this thing. You're not really, even though you want in your heart to Queen of Cups and go full on, you've learned enough in your experience to hold back and say, let me go like one step at a time. And Eight of Pentacles, I'm going to work on this. Let's work on this. Let's build something stable. Let's, take it step by step. So I think whereas maybe before you were somebody who just was so like idealized romance, you really saw like love as this beautiful, amazing thing, to the point that you sold yourself out a little bit and you just kind of rushed in to things. Now you're taking a more cautious approach and you're like, yeah, I care about you and I'm getting the tingles and the butterflies and whatnot, but I'm just going to give you like a little bit of affection and we're going to have to work for the rest. Specifically, you other person coming into my life, pile six, are going to have to really show me that you're willing to work for this and I'm not going to be in this alone. And this person, look, Ace of Pentacles, they're going to come in and say, look, right now, yes, I'm willing to offer you that. I'm willing to offer that new beginning, that stable foundation. I'm willing to build with you. This is going to be a very different relationship than I think you've had in the past. In the past, I think you were required to sacrifice a lot of who you were, and you felt it was very unfair. But this time, I think it's different. Look, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse, Seven of Pentacles. This person is going to be very kind to you. This person is going to be very supportive of your career and of you as a person. And I'm not saying they're going to lie to you and falsely, boost you, but this person is not going to be maybe as critical of you as you are of yourself, or as the person you were with previously or people you were with previously were with you. We have Queen of Swords reversed. We have Queen of Pentacles reversed. This was a lot of energy of not feeling yourself, not being secure in your own truth or your own energy, your own passion, your own commitment. And this person's going to bring out a different side to you. They're going to add that Ace of Pentacles to your Seven of Pentacles. You are starting to plant for the future. You're starting to build for the future. And this person's like, let me come in and bring you that one to get us to 8. Like, they are building with you instead of making you, or not making you, but like causing you to decide to give more than you have and feel empty and used all over again. And I think that's beautiful. I just hope that you can keep your heart open. Let's see what Spirit has to say. We have Seven of Swords. Nice. This person is watching you from afar, or maybe hiding how they feel. Let me just get some clarification, because you may originally, when they approach you, you may deny how you feel. I think that's what it is. I think that you are struggling to admit how you feel. Nine of Swords. Yeah, I think you're really worried. I think you're having sort of flashback PTSD nightmare type thing, where you're worried that this person is not going to come toward you with the Eight of Swords, because the Eight of Swords is between this. And I feel like you are coming out of like a trap in your mind, but you still have like these lingering fears that if this person isn't upfront with you or showing you the things you need to see, you are worried like, oh, maybe they don't really care about me, maybe I'm not good enough. I think there's still some of that lingering. And then we have Nine of Wands, which is that wounded warrior, which says to me, and I'm very proud of you, that despite these fears, despite this concern, despite this person maybe not showing you everything you need to see, and you kind of being reserved yourself, you are still progressing. You're still willing to move forward. What is the outcome on this, Spirit? What is the outcome, please? Let's get one more on the outcome, and then we'll get some channeled messages. There we go. Oop, wow. Okay, you have got the Ace of Wands. So you are coming from this Nine of Wands struggle bus energy into Ace of Wands. So you're like, I'm ready to start over. I'm ready to have a new passion. Like, this is, I understand and respect, this is like a new person. I'm seeing this person with fresh eyes. I'm not going to hold them responsible for the suffering, Three of Swords, that I've had in the past. I'm not going to make them pay for the things that I've experienced. I'm going to do something new and different. Ace of Wands plus Nine of Wands is your 10 of Wands. You are coming full circle. You are in a place where there's a new chapter that is ready to begin for you. In fact, the Hangman is right there. Change of perspective. The Chariot, things are happening relatively quickly. And look, we've got the Lovers here. You are going to get the love you really want. The question is, can you let go of the Three of Swords pain? Can you see this person as not the person you were with before, and see them as someone new and different and willing to be there and build with you, and not leave you sort of building by yourself? Can you do that? So, I mean, that's up to you. I think it's coming in for you. I think it's great energy. Listen, there's a lot of messages across all these different readings that are very similar. So there might be more than one reading that's calling to you. But no matter what it is, I feel like there's an overall energy across the piles of a collective that is coming out of some darkness and ready to move forward. if they can accept and make peace with themselves and continue to love themselves, irrespectively of what anybody else does. So let's get some channel messages from Spirit. What messages can we get? This person that's on the horizon, what would they say to the person watching right now? Let's get some more. Any more? There we go. Okay. All right. So let's turn these all around, see what we got. If I asked you to stay, would you leave? No. Okay. There you go. There's your answer. I am coming. Trust. Okay. The person is coming for you, and you are right. I feel like maybe you know they're coming for you. I would do anything for you. Okay. One wand, which is, you know, some passion there. One cup, which is love. So this is action, passion, love. I just want you all the time. You are so beautiful. Why do you need me? And then we had there is someone else, believe it or not, in reverse. I don't normally read these in reverse, but it came out that way. So this says to me that you are doubting yourself and doubting whether this person actually cares. But the reality is they care about you deeply. They want you. They love you. They care very deeply. They find you beautiful. They're absolutely in love with you. There is not someone else, right? Maybe you think there is, but there's not. And they lie awake thinking about your future. So, bottom line, I think this is a great outcome for you. I think you've come a long way, baby. And you are going to see some good things coming around the corner if you can just hang tight, focus on yourself, and just trust that not everybody is going to treat you like you're a jerk of an ex. So thank you for joining me, liking, subscribing, sharing, etc. This is not legal advice, and I am Tinla. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend.